Let's get this party started, man. Friday Night Live, the Foolish Show podcast, man. Let's go. Drizzy, I see you. Keystar, I see you. Let's get this Friday popping, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in right now, man. We live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Y'all know how we get down. Let's get this party started. Let everybody know we on the air, man. Let them know, tune in. Y'all get ready for that brand new mixtape on the way by Foolish. Let the swag talk. We're gonna have a good time tonight, man. You know what we do, talk that real talk. All good vibes tonight, man.
Sometimes it be the ones that's real close to you, real talk.
Make sure you check in that live chat right now.
Leave you hanging. I'm trying to tell you, need them the most. There you go. Man, look at this. Man, look at this. Everybody done switch. Got me in this ditch. Got me feeling pissed. Got me all in the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix. Friends turn to foes. You already know.
Friday night on the Foolish Show, man. Go ahead and get comfortable.
Don't keep your own family. Will fall short. Leave you hanging when you need their support. No support set up. Wanna see you fail.
New mixtape on the way. Let the swag talk.
It's in jail. I wanna go to heaven. I'm already catching hell. Catching how to cop tune. This and not dovetail. The ones you love will talk about you like a dog. Sitting and drinking. Sitting in the dark. In the dark. Been my best friend. Nigga broke my heart out like he was jealous. So I had to cut him off. You was my dog. But you turned flawed. Love hope lasts forever. But I hit all. Everybody.
We gonna get lit tonight, y'all.
No, the love that you give will never come. Man, look at this. Man, look at this. Everybody done switch. Left me in the ditch. Got me feeling pissed. Got me all in the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix. Man, look at this. Man, look at this. Everybody done switch. Left me in the ditch. Got me feeling pissed. Got me all in the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix.
We'll have a good time tonight, man.
In the mix. In the mix. Man, look
Shout out to Drizzy checking in. Keystar checking in.
Everybody done switch. Left me in the ditch. Got me feeling pissed. Got me all in the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix. Got me all in the mix. In the mix. That's how.
Y'all know how it go down, man. We keeping it real right here on the Foolish Show, man. Nothing but good vibes going down right now, man. Y'all better tune in. We about to get lit. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I'd like to welcome everybody to another episode of the Foolish Show. I am your host, F to the Ish, Foolish, representing reality music entertainment. Hope everybody ready to have a blessed weekend. Hope y'all had a great week. Got a lot of things accomplished. Hope y'all chasing y'all dreams, man, and living life to the fullest, because that's what it's all about. Y'all know the routine, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel if you ain't already. You don't get no realer than this. So tonight, y'all, Friday night. So tonight we're gonna talk about what's your biggest fear? What's y'all biggest fear? Some people might be afraid of heights. Some people might be afraid of guns. Some people might be afraid of being broke. What is your biggest fear? What do you fear the most? That's why we're going to start the show off tonight, y'all. Because that can go a lot of ways. Some people might be afraid of the water. They might be afraid of a certain animal. Don't like spiders. Don't like roaches. You don't like lizards. So I want to know, y'all, what's y'all biggest fear? But one thing about having fear, y'all, the only way to get rid of it is you have to face it. We all sometimes run away and hide from our biggest fears because we don't want to face it. But there got to come a point where we have to build the courage to look fear in the eye, and we got to go mano a mano. And it's a part of life. And it's all right to have fear. It's all right to be scared. Everybody walk around all the time trying to be rough and tough. Act like you ain't got no emotions. It's natural to have fear. It's natural to be scared. You're not a robot. You're a human. You pump blood. You have feelings. You have emotions. Fear is one of those emotions. So sometimes to overcome your fear, you have to face that fear. So what are y'all biggest fears, man? When it comes down in life, what are you scared to face? What's your approach to your fear? Do you spend all your time avoiding that fear? When you gonna build the courage to look fear in the eye and defeat it? It's a lot of ways to handle that. You can bottle things up, or you can let it out. But you can't let fear overcome you. You can't let it dictate your happiness. You can't let it get in your head, because you don't want to live your life in fear. Sometimes in life, you got to take chances. Nothing is promised. Sometimes you got to jump off the ledge. Take chances. Face your fears. A lot of people fear disappointment. A lot of people fear failures. We all going to fail at something. Nobody's perfect. But you have to defeat those fears. Take life and experiences that you live and apply it. Try not to make and repeat the same mistakes over and over again. You learn. You learn from where you come from. You learn from living one step at a time. Like I always tell you, why are you living if you just living? If you ain't living every day to be a positive person and become better, why you keep living? Why you still waking up? Each day you live is another day for you to make something happen. For you to have a positive influence on somebody or something in this world. We all got a part to play. Everybody want to run away from that. And nobody want to play their part no more. Nobody wants to face their fears. Some people might fear going to jail. We all do. Nobody wants their freedom taken away from them. You don't want to be locked down 24 hours a day. But imagine the Martin Luther King and all of them who sacrificed and protested, gave up their freedom and went to jail for us to have what we can have. Imagine how that worked. So yeah, we are, everybody's afraid. But you can't be afraid to stand for something, especially when you know something that's right. We got to be able to face your fears. Have a positive outcome on life. We all feel a lot of things. Some people might fear failure. We all gonna fail. You're not gonna succeed in everything, but you take your failures as lessons. And you keep pushing. If your heart's still beating, you live to see another day. You keep it moving. And you just learn. You learn from different things in life. So fear is a emotion that will take over. Miss Trill checking in. Miss Trill, check in and let me know what's your biggest fear. That's what we're talking about right now. Y'all just tuning in. What we're talking about right now is what's your biggest fear? What do you fear the most? Failure? Losing your child? Losing your mom? Being broke? Heights? Spiders? Snakes? What's your fears? What's your biggest fear? Because we all have to learn how to face our fear. Sometimes you gotta look fear in the eye and go mano a mano and say, hey, I gotta overcome this. Because it's hard when you just living your life in fear. That's a hard life to live. You gotta be able to overcome that. That's another part of emotion of living. Being scared. It's all right to be scared. Mama Bren checking in. Glad you're feeling a little better, Mama Bren. Appreciate you checking in once again. But Mama Bren and everybody that's watching, everybody that's gonna be watching in the future, drop your comments. Let me know, what's your biggest fear? Is it losing your child? Is it being broke? Is it being homeless? Maybe it's an animal, something, a spider, a dog, cat, lizard. Everybody have different fears. What's your biggest fear? How can you overcome your fears? We all fear a lot of stuff in life. A lot of people fear failure. They fear not making it at something or whatever they're trying to do. But that's all a part of living. When you was first born as a child, before you really know how to walk, you was crawling, and then you started taking steps. And while you were taking steps, I bet your parents can tell you that you fell down. You didn't just get up and just take off and start running. So it's all about facing your fears and getting back up and keep it pushing. Can't live your life in fear. Sometimes you gotta learn to take chances. A lot of us scared to take chances. We scared to live. We fear failure. But failure is all a part of life. Everybody done failed at something. You don't disappoint yourself or somebody else in some kind of way. So we gotta learn how to face our fears, y'all. Try to live with no regrets. Take life lessons and apply them. Life is a cycle if you think about it. Whatever's been happening in the beginning of time is still happening as long as human beings are here. It's still violence, it's still hate, still love, still human beings being made. It's just a whole cycle that's still just gonna always continue as long as there's mankind on this earth. We all fall under that life cycle. But we really have to face our fears, no matter what it is. Most of all, a lot of people fear death, which I understand. I know it's easy to fear death because it's unknown. You don't know what to expect. But I guess one way to get over that fear is we have to accept it. You have to understand that we all ain't gonna be here forever. One day, me, you, your kids, your grandma, auntie, best friends, everybody you work with, everybody gonna check out one day. We don't know the date. We don't know the time, but we're gonna check out. And that's a lot of people's biggest fear is dying. But you know why most of the time we all afraid and scared? Because we know in our heart, we ain't living right. We know, you know, it's something in your heart that you know it just ain't right. That's why we live in fear, and that's why we're afraid to die. Because you know, there's no way to heaven but through that. You have to die to go to heaven. So everybody that wants to go to heaven, how you think you're going to get there? It ain't going to happen right here while you living. So a lot of things come with our fears, y'all. But all I'm saying is we got to learn how to face them. You got to try to overcome your fears. Because that is a life of misery. When you just live in fear, you have no chance to enjoy and rejoice. You have no chance to enjoy the world that God allowed us to roam. Think outside the box and face your fears. Don't be afraid to fall. You fell as a baby, but you got back up. You learn how to walk. You learn how to run. You learn how to talk. Some things might not happen right away. Some things you might not get just like that, like how you want it. But the harder you grind, the more you believe. Things will happen for you. Hard work always pays off if you have faith and believe in yourself. It's all about believing. You got to believe. Because if you don't believe in you, then who else is going to believe in you? How anybody else going to be your biggest fan or supporter, whatever you're trying to do, if you don't even believe in it? You got to wear your heart on your sleeve. And when you got passion for something, you got to let it go. Let's go to the live chat. Miss Trill says, never been afraid to fall. Dust yourself off and get back up and try again. That's what I'm trying to tell them, Miss Trill. We all gonna fall. We're gonna continue to fail. We failing in God's eyes right now. Just look at the world. You think he's happy with all this sin and all this killing, all this hate? So we all failures. But it's how you bounce back. Just like when you play sports, you ain't gonna win every game, but you gotta put that last game behind you and move on to the next game. How do you bounce back after failure determines your character as a person, how strong you are. How much can you carry? How much can you have that tunnel vision to block all the outside noise out and focus on what you got to do? Forget what your friends saying. Forget what the internet's saying. Forget about your coworkers saying. You got to focus on what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, you're not living for them. You're living for you. We all got to take accountability of our own life. Can't live for nobody else. Because when you die, ain't nobody going to be account for your life. Ain't nobody going to be an account for your sins. It don't matter what nobody else think but you. Because when you struggling, when you sitting there and your lights off, when your refrigerator empty, where them people at? The same people that you trying to help, please, and make happy, they're not even thinking about you. They don't care if you're living or breathing or not. They don't care if you got shelter. So we got to understand. Can't live for other people. Forget what other people have to say about you. See, our problem is we're trying to please each other when we put on this earth to please God. This is what we failing at. We want to get those likes. We want everybody to really like us. We want everybody to praise us. When it absolutely ain't gonna mean nothing when we check out. How much does it matter how many fans you have or how many people loved you and said, oh, you was my favorite this? If at the end of the day you're gonna be gone and none of those people is not gonna exist no more. You're gonna transition to a whole nother dimension, a whole nother world. But we busy wasting time trying to live for others, trying to put on for people. You want your neighbors them to think you got it. You want everybody to think you got money. You want everybody to think your kids is better and on top. We all in the same boat, y'all. We all live on planet Earth. You don't live in a bubble. We drive the same streets. We eat all the same food. You might eat different types. They might charge more money for it. But we all eating the same food. We all breathing the same air. So we gotta remember, man, while you wasting your time trying to please everybody, starts with yourself. Because the next person's opinion don't matter. If you don't love you and you don't believe in you, they're just gonna throw salt on the wound. Most of the time, people gonna kick you when you down. They're not gonna lift their hand and pull you up. When you look to man and trying to find hope, you lost. Because they can't guide you most of the time. They can give you their opinion on certain things. People can try to direct you. But at the end of the day, they just a human being like you. They don't have all the answers. Nobody does. Nobody's life is perfect. And nobody's life is peaches and cream all the time. We all go through pain. We all go through suffering. Whether it's through financial stuff, sickness and health, losing loved ones. Everybody go through some kind of pain and changes. Everybody has fear. But you can't let that fear consume your heart. Everybody was afraid. Y'all don't think Martin Luther King and all them people who stood up for justice and stood up for what's right was scared? He admitted every time that he was scared. He asked God, why you pick me? Why I gotta be the one to do this? But it takes a good heart and bravery to carry out what they carry out. It's a lot of people that sacrifice, even though they was afraid. You don't think back in the days they was afraid of going to jail, but they still protested. They still say, hey, lock me up. Hey, spray that. You want to put them dogs on me. You want to have to spray me with that water hose. So yeah, it's all right to be scared. But we got to understand, man. Can't live your life all the time in fear. What it's going to be is going to be. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So you got to live your life and do not disvalue your life. Have a little value for your life and try to get your life right, man. Because you don't want that day to come when it's time to check out and God don't know you. It's going to be a real sad day. You don't want to go through that. I know I don't. That's why I'm trying to take scribes and try to improve each day. We don't know what's going to be next. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the future has in store for all of us. But what I do know, I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. Remember that. But y'all go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, man. We just having a nice conversation, nice vibe tonight on the Foolish Show, nothing major. Just talking that talk, of course. But we got to understand, man. It's all right to have fear, but we got to face our fears and realize that you can't live your life in fear. Life comes with challenges. Everything ain't going to be easy. Somebody always told me growing up, everything you want in life, you're going to have to work hard for it. And I'd be doggone if they ain't tell a lie. Because it really comes with no handouts. You only get handouts when you're a child. When you get grown, you think somebody care if you eat or not? You think somebody care if your rent paid or not? You think somebody care if you got gas or not? You keep waiting on that, you're going to be waiting on a long time. Everybody's for themselves. So what you got to do is start focusing on you. And we got to get right. When I say get right, you know what it is. We got to have that bond. We got to have that bond with the one upstairs. That's where it starts. Because no matter how many trials and tribulations you go to, if you got God on your side, I don't know a battle that you're going to lose. If you got God fighting with you and you got God on your side, I don't know what battle you're going to lose. So don't worry about who like you. Don't worry about these people on earth. You're going to get talked about, mistreated, stabbed in the back. Even the ones that you think love you the most will get ghosted. Ariel T. Lit's checking in. If y'all just checking in, first of all, make sure you ring the doorbell. And how you do that, just hit that thumbs up button for me. Check on in. Like this screen right now. We just talking about fears. So whatever, let me know what's your biggest fear. What do y'all fear? Losing your mom, losing your child. You might fear seeing a snake. You might fear airplanes. What is your biggest fear? Because nobody is just superhuman where you don't fear anything. Everybody got a fear. You fear something. Something you scared to face. Something you don't even want to think about. It gives you the chills. Some people are afraid of going broke. But one thing about it, they told me trouble don't last always. So we gotta understand, when a storm come, I ain't never know the storm that don't never stop. I only never know a storm that keep on turning and keep tearing stuff up. Sooner or later, the storm pass on by. So that's one thing about trouble and facing your fears. Why not? Let's go to the live chat. Miss Trill says, not knowing when or how I would die in my life, waiting in that judgment day line. I'm with you on that one. That's why I say a lot of people fears might be death, because that's something to fear, because guess what? Ain't nobody lived to tell it. You talk to anybody dead yet? So you don't know. So the only way to know is you're gonna have to go through it. And we don't know. Like Ms. Trill said on his comment, we don't know when, where, or how. So if you're around here doing all that crazy stuff, just think about it. That's how you imagine if you're just doing something crazy and stupid, and right after that moment you check out and die. Could you imagine dying like that? Dying doing something evil. Imagine dying, you had all this hate and animosity and jealous on your heart. What you gonna tell God? How you gonna justify that when your life replays in front of your eyes and you see all the stuff that you done did? Everything in your life gonna flash before your eyes. You tell me how you gonna talk your way out of that. Ain't no talking your way out of that. So we gotta realize we're accountable for our own sins, but we gotta face our fears. One way to face death, like I said earlier, is we gotta acknowledge that it's gonna happen. You have to accept the fact that, hey, one day I'm gonna die. One day my mama gonna die. One day my kids gonna die. Anything living on this earth is gonna die. Any living creature is gonna die. Now the key thing is, this the key thing, y'all. Y'all realize we get ready for a lot of stuff. You work 30, 40 years and you try to get ready for retirement, or you try to get ready to own a home and you get in a home program, or you get grants and loans. And we prepare for a lot of stuff, but we realize nobody prepares to die. Nobody prepares themselves for that next moment. You know why? Because we also living in the moment that we forget that one day ain't gonna be no moment. One day is not gonna be no day. Ain't gonna be no more calendar. Ain't gonna be no more time. But we so used to still doing this, waking up and getting up and doing your routine, that we forget that. Nobody prepares for that. You don't hear nobody say, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm just trying to get ready. I'm just trying to get right and get my life right for when I die. You don't hear nobody talking about that, because that's not on people's mind. They're not thinking about dying. See, they forget that they're gonna leave here. So they just think about, okay, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, next year, 2050, 2035, but you might not make it to 2023. We don't take the time to think about that. We plan for everything else, but you don't plan for when you die, how it's gonna be. Am I gonna go up or down? Was my life a waste? Did I find my purpose? Think about all those questions. Something to ask yourself, right? Like, what's gonna happen? What if you get there and God say, I don't know you? That's some scary stuff to think about. That's why we gotta learn how to prepare for that too. We prepare for everything else. But preparing for that is getting closer to God and getting right with our life. Trying to do what's right. Like we be preaching on this show. We gotta eliminate the hate, spread more love. That's all God wants us to do. Love him and love each other. Get rid of all this crazy stuff. All this fighting, jealousy, envy, bitterness, chaos, violence, crime, killing, stealing, raping. All the evil deeds. You gotta let it go. Ain't nobody perfect. That's why it's a chance to let it go. Mama Brent says definitely eliminate the hate. That's the problem. A lot of people, Miss Mama Brent, I'll tell you a lot of problem with a lot of people. You know what I hate at? It's hard for them to eliminate it. You know why? Because it's in their heart. When something on your heart, it's hard to get rid of. They got so much hate in their heart that it's hard for them to get rid of it. And that's the main key of bringing positivity and prosperity to this world, is we got to eliminate hate. That's why when you see a lot of things going on, people kill people and then they call it hate crimes because they kill people because of their race or something else they ain't agree with. They call it hate crimes. We got to try to let that hate go, man. What are we hating about? For what? Like I said before on one of my other shows, it ain't nothing that nobody should be able to do to get you that mad, to make you want to hate them so bad that you want to kill them. I don't care what they said about your child. I don't care what they said about your mama. They can talk about your whole family. They can say you had AIDS. Ain't no reason to kill nobody. Now, somebody try to do some harm to you and you trying to protect yourself, that's a whole nother story. But we got to eliminate the hate, y'all, for sure. But we got to understand that we got to check out one day. You're going to leave here. You ain't going to live forever. We prepare for everything else. You prepare for buying a house. You prepare for going to college. You prepare for getting married. You make wedding plans. But nobody don't prepare for when they're going to check out of here. Nobody don't prepare for when you're going to die. Until it actually happens when you least expect it. And when it happens, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't prepare for nothing that you know it done happen. It done came now. It done came to your front door. So tonight, we telling y'all to face y'all fears. Live life to the fullest. Remember, nothing is promised. You only get one life. This ain't no video game. You can't hit the restart button. You can't press reset. This ain't your DVR where you can replay that back and pause it. Life, you get one shot. Don't waste it. You got this one life to do some great things and to leave your story. And once your story is complete, the one upstairs is going to be the one to read it. So what you want your book to say? When you write the book of the story of your life, what you trying to leave? What you want your legacy to be? When you dead and gone and them flowers laying there, what do you want people to say about you? How you want to be remembered? But the most important is, how are you preparing for when that time happens? What are you doing to prepare for when you're going to check out? See, we all think about living, but you don't think about dying. We have to face that fear. A lot of people scared to go broke. That's going to happen. You can have it all and lose it. That's why they say what don't kill you make you strong. Because if it kill you, you ain't getting strong. So we got to prepare, man. You got to prepare your mind mentally. You got to probably prepare emotionally and face your fears. Face your fears at its highest. Everybody's scared. We all scared about something. You might be scared to go to jail, scared to go to prison. You might be scared to fly. You might be scared to go on the water and go in the ocean. Everybody got a fear of something. But we got to learn how to face our fears. That's the only way you can conquer that. You got to get the courage to face it. We can't run away from it all our life. And you can't run from the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. People now tell you quick, I'm grown, I do what I want to do. That's cruel. But it's going to take me until my next topic, y'all. We're going to go by another 20 minutes. We're gonna talk about responsibility for your actions. We understand that they say what, you get 18, 21, you grown, right? We get that. We understand that. But what we don't realize is whether you're grown or whatever or not, your actions reflect a lot of people. Let's get into that. Let me break it down to you. Why you say that, fools? Why you say my actions reflect a lot of people? Let me break it down to you. You know why your actions? If you got kids, right? Yeah, you grown, right? You got kids. You say, I'm grown, I can do what I want, I can shake my behind, I can be naked, I can do whatever I want to do, which you can. You got that right. But if you got kids, right? You know, sooner or later, these kids grow up. These kids got these devices right here. They got a phone. So if you always wide open and doing all this stuff and it's recorded, do you not realize that your kids or your kids' friends or a lot of more people can see this stuff? So not only your actions don't affect you, it don't affect your kids. It can affect your mama. Because what if somebody that your mama them knew or your mama them grew up with say, child, I keep seeing your daughter. She grew up to be pretty, but she always naked on the internet. Midnight, you grown. Nobody can tell you what to do. But look what your actions still doing. Now your mama them gotta hear this. Your kids gotta hear, how your mama hoe, my daddy mess with your mama, my uncle mess with your mama be doing this. You think kids got a filter? Kids gonna tell it straight how it is. Kids don't know about no filter. So that's how I'm trying to tell y'all. Your actions affect a lot of people. When you go to jail, what you did affected you, right? But not only did it affect you, think about what it did to your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend if it's a woman that went to jail. Think about what you did to your mama. Think about what you did with your kids. Think about how much that affected your whole family. Even if you're in the church and you're affected people, your church members and everybody got affected from your actions. See, we all quit to holler, I'm grown. You don't tell me what to do. I do whatever I want to do, which is right. You is grown and nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do. But remember, your actions can reflect not only you, but everybody around you. Because you grow up going to prison all the time, they're gonna try to put that label on your kids. You're gonna be just like your mama. You're gonna keep going to jail like your mama. You're gonna keep being just like your dad. See, you ain't realizing that your actions don't affect it way more than you. It don't spread it to everybody around you. That's what we forget about, y'all. You gotta remember that your actions not only just gonna affect you, whatever you do gonna affect everybody around you. If you go to jail, you gonna be in there suffering. What you think mama and all of them gonna be doing? What you think your significant other gonna be doing? What you think the kids gonna be doing? Everybody gonna be suffering. It's tough times for everybody. So your actions gonna reflect everybody. So you can post whatever you want on the internet, do whatever you want to do, OnlyFans, do whatever you want to do. But if you got kids and all that other stuff, you better remember, it can't come full circle. Kids get older, then kids go to talking. Then they go keep picking on and messing with your child, talking about what your mom is or what your daddy is. Or your daddy is a gangbanger, dope boy. All he have is guns. He kill people. You're going to be just like that. They're going to put that label around everybody else around you, especially your kids. So your actions not only affect you, but it affect everybody around you. This is what we forget about, y'all. Everybody always living for me. I can do what I want to do. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. Which is cool. That's what you want to do. But don't be surprised when your actions come back full circle and it affect your mama them, it affect your children and everybody that's around you. Your actions just don't only affect you, y'all. Better remember that. Everybody live life being selfish. Don't forget, what you do gonna affect the people around you. You go to jail, mama them gonna suffer too. You don't think mama them crying and sad? You don't think your kids crying every day, I can't see my mom or daddy? You don't think your loved ones that want to hug and kiss you and they can't, they want to pick up the phone and call you, can't, you don't think that might bother them? So your actions affect everybody. We got to take accountability for your life. Yeah, we all grown when you get to a certain age. Yeah, you grown. They always told me, if you ain't grown till you're paying your own bills, if you're able to provide for yourself and put a roof over your head, that's when you grown. See, a lot of people think they grown. If you still living off mama and all of them, and you been all your 20s, 30s, and 40s and all that, you really ain't grown. At that age, guess what you do? Listen, I understand everybody have a tough time, but at that age, you supposed to be helping mama them. You supposed to call mama, listen, I got a surprise for you, get ready. You supposed to be blessing her. Because you think about all the sacrifice that mama them done did for you. Make sure you had name brand. To make sure you had them Jordans. To make sure you went on all them field trips. To make sure you had to eat every day. Make sure your clothes were clean. It's a lot of sacrifices that your parents did for you. So why not, when you get older, repay them? You don't supposed to keep draining them. You don't supposed to help take them to the grave. You're supposed to try to relieve some of that pain. Show love to the ones that you know sacrifice for you. You always have to be humble, grateful. Be considerate. Think about what people done did for you. You want to be where you are right now. If it weren't for mama them. If you didn't have your mama them, somebody was there. I don't care if it was an auntie. I don't care if it was a neighbor. I don't care if it was a coach, a teacher. Somebody was there for you when you needed the most. When you ain't have not a dollar. When you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from. When you didn't want to be here no more, maybe. It's somebody that said, keep doing, keep living, keep pushing. So have a little gratitude, man. We can't walk around out here all the time with our chest poked out all the time like we know everything. We don't want to hear nothing. Nobody can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. You grown enough to die. Because all it takes is one mistake to throw your whole life away. That's what we don't realize, y'all. Mama them always told me trouble is easy to get into and harder to get out of. One mistake, you can throw your whole life away. One bad choice, one bad decision. And it might not be no do-overs. It might not be no my bad. I'm sorry. So make sure y'all be grateful, man, and repay the people that done been there for you. Always pay homage to mama them or all the elderly people in your family. I'm put it like that. You got auntie them still living, grandma them still living, call them. Go see them. Go give them some flowers while they're here and they can smell them. Go give them a gift just because. I ain't talking about because Christmas coming. Sometimes go give them something just because. Show people that you love them. Show them that I appreciate everything you did for me. You was there for me on my toughest times. You don't toot your nose and turn your head on them. Because all you're going to do is cut off your own blessing. I appreciate y'all checking in, man. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We live right now on the Foolish Show podcast, on here talking that talk and walking that walk. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, family, co-workers, anybody you know, man. You're never gonna find no realer show than this. Somebody that's gonna come on here and keep it real with y'all. We're gonna just talk about real life stuff. Don't nobody want to come and talk about death. Ain't nobody want to talk about fears and eliminating hate. Everybody want to gossip. That's the easiest thing to do, is to gossip and talk about somebody. Who did this? Who don't like who shot who's sleeping with who, man or woman. We got to start talking about what's important. We got to start pushing what's important. And that's unity and coming together, spreading love and appreciating the ones that's around you. Appreciating everybody, really. But we don't really appreciate the ones that's around us. You will show more love to outsiders than you do your own family. You will show more love to people, co-workers at your job than your own brothers and sisters. Or you don't think that's messed up some kind of way? Something just ain't right with that picture. Something don't sit right with me when I think about that. So remember, y'all, be considerate, be grateful, be humble, appreciate and value the people that showed you love. Don't take it for granted. Show them that you're grateful. I'm not telling you owe them nothing, but you just show them your appreciation. Make them understand that I appreciate you and I love you because you was there for me when nobody else was. God sent you to be my guardian angel. That's all it's called. Having gratitude, y'all. Show a little gratitude. Be grateful for the ones who looked out for you. You don't turn your back on them. You don't say, I'm grown and you can't tell me nothing. That's another thing. When you get grown, you don't want nobody to tell you nothing still. I don't care. As long as you keep living, you don't know everything. We keep learning something. Every day we wake up, we learn something new. So don't think because you grown, nobody can tell you nothing. Maybe somebody else don't walk the path that you're trying to go and don't want you to go on that path. They don't want you to crash out. They don't want you to hit that wall. Maybe they're trying to prevent it. Start walking around here acting like you know it all. Don't want nobody to tell you that. I got this. This is my life. I do what I want. That's a lot of people mentality. Nobody don't know it all. But each day we live is another day. It's another day to make something happen. It's another day to become a better person. It's another day to get closer to the one upstairs. Don't let your life go to waste, y'all. That's the message for tonight. That's the theme. Face your fears. Don't let your life go to waste. Don't live your life in fear. Live your life being happy. Push it to the limit. Tomorrow ain't promised. If you could do something right now, go do it. Don't say, you know what, I'm gonna wait till next year. I'm gonna wait to 2025 and then tomorrow could be it. December, that could be it. January, that could be it. Don't always push stuff off to tomorrow, y'all. Like I was telling you earlier, one day it's not gonna be a tomorrow. Face your fears, man. Live life to the fullest. Don't be scared to fail. That's a part of life. Everybody fall. When you fall, you climb and get yourself back up. Believe in yourself, man. Everybody is scared of failing. Everybody's scared to die. And two things is gonna happen. You're gonna fail in life and you're gonna leave here. So why not face it? Build the courage. It's the only way to face your fears, y'all. You gotta face them if you want to overcome it. Have gratitude. Look out for the ones that don't look out for you. Don't forget about that. A lot of us forget about the ones. You forget about mama them. You forget about whatchamacallit them who used to feed you every week. You forgot about such and such that gave you that $500. You don't forgot about whatchamacallit and let you borrow them $1,000 for rent. Y'all get amnesia real quick. You forget about what people done did for you. And you poke your chest out and you walk around and like you all that in a bag of chips. And guess what? When you hit rock bottom again, guess what you got to go do? You got to go hold your hand out and ask again. You probably got to go to that same person that you don't forgot about and say, hey, if you can you help me out? That's why they tell you don't burn your bridges, y'all. Because what if you got to drive back over that bridge again? Don't burn your bridges, because you might have to go right back across it. Have some gratitude, man. Appreciate the ones that don't show you love. Appreciate mama them. Appreciate auntie them. Appreciate the next door neighbor who took you in and mama them ain't did right. Appreciate that teacher that went that extra mile and you weren't even their child. Appreciate them people in the church that should taught you about God and spread that love in you. Appreciate the ones that was there for you, man. Because if you don't, all you doing is you limiting your blessings, man. Because you ain't grateful. Your heart ain't pure. And the Bible tell you, Jesus called a wise man a fool. He called a rich man a fool. How can a rich man be a fool, y'all? If he got everything, if he got all that material stuff, how can he be a fool? Because you know why he was a fool? Because he got all this stuff. But it don't mean nothing if you ain't got God. It don't mean nothing if you ain't sharing it with nobody. You can have all the $1 million in the world. You ain't sharing it with nobody. It ain't mean that. If you ain't help putting a smile on somebody's face, if you ain't help changing nobody's life, you can buy all the cars, all the houses in the world. After a while, that's going to play out. They ain't going to excite you no more. There's only so much material things going to do. Why do you think people have to keep doing? Y'all don't realize, well, look at, I'll give you a little small examples. Let's just take iPhones. Y'all realize they come out a new iPhone right before Christmas. Everybody going to run it by. I got to get that iPhone. Then 6 months later, they're going to come with an iPhone 35. Then it's going to be an iPhone 55. Then it's going to be an it ain't going to never stop. So you have to keep chasing it. You have to keep chasing it. You're going to keep trying to trace that high. That's all material things is. It just give you that little high for that moment. You want that car so bad. You want this so bad. Then once you get it, after a while, you get old, it play out. You be like, you know what? I want a new car. You know what? I like this house, but I've been here for about 5, 10 years. I want a new house. All that get old, it plays out. See, people think all that's going to make them happy, but it get old. You ain't going to excite you no more. You going to wake up in that big house, man. I'm tired of being here. It's big. And what's the point of having that stuff you ain't got nobody to share it with? And if you ain't careful, if you're not grateful, you ain't going to have nobody to share it with. Because I don't care what you have. You get all the money in the world. You can get all the material stuff in the world. You're going to get the fake people. But the real people, they're not going to ride with you. They're not going to kick it with you. So you'll be in that big old house, but you ain't gonna be able to have all them people that you want there around you, because guess what? You don't flick your bird at them. You don't toot your nose at them. Why would they want to go kick it with you? You don't step on the ones that was there for you in the beginning. That's why it's important to never forget where you came from and never forget the ones who showed you love. See, we get amnesia once we get to a certain point. You think you better than people. You think you up here. And we always say, look what I did. Look what I did. Look at me. You didn't do that. Number one, God allowed you to do it. Number two, everybody got help from somewhere. I don't care if you the head supervisor at your job. You had to start from somewhere. You had to put in a resume. You had to have some references down. Somebody had to give you some recommendations. Nobody don't get to what they get to by themselves. We all gonna need help from somewhere. You don't forget that. You don't do everything by yourself. There ain't no just I. Even with your kids. People say all the time, I raised my kid. Yes, as a mother or a father or whoever you was a guardian, you was there in that child life and raising them. But there's a lot of people raise them kids. Then you had to go to work. Then you want to go party sometime. So that means mom and them had to help out. The babysitter them had to help out. School them had to. There ain't no I in that. You want to go shake your behind sometime now. So mom and them had to babysit, or your best friend, grandma, somebody had to babysit. But we always, I raise my kids. It takes a village to raise a child, y'all. You can't do everything by yourself. You got to work. You got to give them people 8, 10, 12. I don't know what your shift is, but you got to give them people all them hours of your day. You can't be there with your kids or your child that whole entire time. You're going to need some help. So all that I talk, y'all better remember, it's no I in team. We all a team, whether you want to believe it or not. Everybody plays a role. The people around you in your life, they're your team. Your mom and them your support system, if you got some good people around you. But one thing you can't do is take it for granted. Everybody will always want to take the credit. I did it. It's mostly we did it. Mom and them helped too. You forgot all them nights? Mom and them went to the hospital and sat with you when the baby got sick. You forgot when mom and them had to watch him when you was at work. You forgot all them weekends you left them over there and ain't come pick them up till Monday because you was partying and sleeping around. We forgot all about all that. So all that I talk is we. Y'all gotta give other people credit too. You don't do everything by yourself. You ain't get to what you got right now by yourself. Somebody helped you. Maybe that car you got, somebody might have co-signed for it. Somebody might co-sign on your house. Somebody might have gave you a loan. Somebody done helped you along the way. But we always with that I, me. We gotta think about we, y'all. It works hand in hand. It's a team. It's a team effort. Everybody want all the pat on the back and all the glory, but you don't want to give nobody else no glory. You don't want to give nobody else no flowers. You did everything by yourself. You just created and built your life by yourself, is what you're telling me. Let's be for real here, y'all. That's why y'all know I get on here, I talk that talk. When I get in the mode, I just go to talking that talk, and we just gonna keep it real. I don't have no chase over here, y'all. I give it to y'all straight. But I appreciate y'all. Got nothing but love for y'all.